In just 10 years, one man conquered more territory than anyone before him. Alexander the Great led his army across 3 continents, defeating empires that had stood for centuries. This is the story of history's most ambitious military campaign, from the mountains of Macedonia to the rivers of India. A journey of 22,000 miles that changed the world forever. 334 BC. Alexander crosses the Hellespont with 40,000 men. He's only 22 years old, but he's already a brilliant tactician, trained by Aristotle himself. His father, Philip of Macedon, had united Greece. Now Alexander wants to conquer the known world. His first target, the mighty Persian Empire, ruled by Darius III, the richest and most powerful empire on earth. The first test comes quickly. At the Granicus River, Persian cavalry waits on the opposite bank. Alexander doesn't hesitate. He charges into the water himself, leading from the front. His companion cavalry smashes through the Persian lines. It's a decisive victory, but Alexander nearly dies. A Persian noble's axe splits his helmet. Only the quick action of his bodyguard saves his life. The message is clear. This young king fights alongside his men. November 333 BC, the mountain pass at Issus. Darius himself commands a massive Persian army, perhaps 100,000 strong. But the narrow battlefield nullifies his numbers. Alexander's phalanx holds the center, while his cavalry executes a devastating flanking maneuver. Darius panics and flees, abandoning his army, his treasure, even his own family. The great king of Persia runs from a Macedonian youth. Alexander captures his mother, wife, and daughters, but treat them with respect. This is psychological warfare at its finest. 332 BC, the island fortress of Tyre refuses to surrender. Most generals would bypass it, not Alexander. He does the impossible, builds a causeway half a mile long across the sea. For 7 months, his engineers work under constant attack. Siege towers rise from ships, battering rams pound ancient walls. When Tyre finally falls, the Mediterranean belongs to Alexander. The city that had stood unconquered for centuries is destroyed. Nothing can stop him now. Alexander enters Egypt without a battle. The Egyptians welcome him as a liberator from Persian rule. He founds Alexandria, a city that will become the jewel of the ancient world. But then something extraordinary happens. He travels across the desert to the Oracle of Siwa. What was revealed remains a mystery, but Alexander emerges claiming to be the son of Zeus. Divine or deluded? His men don't know, but they follow him anyway. October 331 BC, the plains of Gaugamela. Darius has assembled the largest army the ancient world has ever seen. War elephants, scythed chariots, cavalry from every corner of his empire. He's chosen flat ground to use his numerical advantage. The odds are perhaps 5-1 against Alexander. But the Macedonian king has one advantage Darius lacks: tactical genius. Alexander feints right, drawing Persian forces out of position. Then he strikes like lightning at the gap in their lines, driving straight for Darius himself. Once again, the Persian king flees. The battle becomes a massacre. The Persian Empire is finished. Most conquerors would stop here, not Alexander. He pushes east into lands no Greek has ever seen, through the mountains of Hindu Kush into modern Afghanistan. His army fights in snowstorms at 12,000 feet. They capture the legendary fortress of Sogdian Rock, thought to be impregnable. Alexander's men climb the mountain face at night with iron stakes and rope. When the defenders wake, Macedonians are above them. The impossible made possible. Again, 326 BC. Alexander crosses the Indus River into India. At the Hydaspes River, he faces King Porus and 200 war elephants. His horses have never seen elephants. They're terrified. But Alexander adapts. He crosses the river during a storm, surprising Porus's army. His infantry targets the elephant handlers. The beasts panic and rampage through their own lines. Porus fights bravely but is defeated. Impressed by his courage, Alexander makes him an ally and returns his kingdom. This is Alexander at his best, warrior and diplomat combined. But finally, the impossible happens. Alexander's army says no. They've marched 22,000 miles. They've fought in deserts and mountains, in heat and snow. They want to go home. At the Hyphasis River, they refuse to march further east. For the first time, Alexander cannot lead them forward. Furious, he sulks in his tent for 3 days. But eventually, he accepts their decision. Even Alexander the Great has limits. The army turns back. The return journey is brutal. Marching through the Gedrosian desert, thousands die of thirst and heat. Alexander shares every hardship with his men. When offered water, he pours it into the sand. If his soldiers can't drink, neither will he. They reach Babylon in 323 BC. Alexander plans new campaigns, Arabia, perhaps even Rome, but fate intervenes. After days of heavy drinking and fever, Alexander falls ill. 10 days later, he dies. He's just 32 years old. When asked who should succeed him, he whispers, "The strongest." His empire immediately fragments. The age of Alexander is over. In just 10 years, Alexander conquered 3 million square miles. He founded 20 cities, most named Alexandria. He spread Greek culture across 3 continents, creating the Hellenistic world. His tactics are still studied in military academies today. But perhaps his greatest achievement was showing what's possible when ambition meets genius. From Greece to India, from boy king to legend. Alexander didn't just conquer the known world, he became immortal. If you enjoyed this journey through history, subscribe to Front Archives for more epic battles and legendary campaigns. Next time, we're jumping forward 2,000 years to World War II and the Battle of Midway, where 5 minutes of American dive bombers changed the entire Pacific War. History does not end. Neither does the archive. Subscribe to Front Archives and keep history alive.